I probably fuck him in the living room. I probably fuck him in the living room. I probably fuck him in the living room. Oh, I sure in home. Mm, mm. Maddie in the morning, 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 Maddie in the morning. What? Wait, hold on. What time is it? To whatever time it is, it's morning. It's 9 o'clock somewhere, bitch. Get in here and watch the show. All right, everybody. You already know that I said good morning, honey. I don't give a fuck what time of day it is. Where I'm at over in California, it's 9 a.m. or 8:30, some whatever time it is, it's early. Okay. Listen, y'all know how I likes to come in with all my foolishness and my shenanigans, and things of that nature. Baby, not this morning. You know, I'll probably do that all somewhere at the end. Very pressing situations is carrying on this morning. You know, I want to start out by showing the first video that's aggravated me and terrorized my soul this morning. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Put the I need you to put your lipsticks down there in the comments, because I can see your comments. So put your lipsticks down there. Now listen, moderators, please know that this thing is going to get real vicious this morning. And if they act up, you can get smacked up. Throw them pussy assholes up out of here, okay? Paul, it's not the day. We not with the bullshit with this bullshit today. I'm not today. I ain't with none of this. My elbows is black, and bitch, I'm about all things black this morning. Get this fucking shit up out of here. You know. All right, we're gonna mute the judge. We're gonna mute those judges. We're gonna mute the guests this morning, but we're gonna we need to play the video footage, please. I want to start out with this video footage from Twitter that disturbed me this morning. We're gonna talk about.
Okay, I'm not trying to be rude or racist or anything, but like I just want to say this to all you black people that don't like it here in America. Move out of the fucking country then. Like, get your money up, move, period. Like, if you don't like it here, move. Like, that's all I have to say. Like, y'all get on my nerve, talk about move then. Damn, like, all this shit won't happen if y'all ain't here, period.
I think I want to roll that back again, Mo. You don't even got to cut my microphone off. I want to roll back through that again just to make sure I seen this motherfucking goddamn Mexican pizza talking out of her motherfucking goddamn I want to say something real bad, but talking up out of that Michelin Time Man neck. You see them rolls on that neck over there? Yeah. Well, let's go. Yeah, I say Michelin Time Man because I want to say inner tube, but bitch, that'll be real. That would have been real shady, right? Okay, let's go back and play with that motherfucking Mexican pizza face ass bitch said. Go back.
Okay, I'm not trying to be rude or racist or anything, but like I just want to say this to all you black people that don't like it here in America. Move out of the fucking country then. Like, get your money up, move, period. Like, if you don't like it here, move. Like, that's all I have to say. Like, y'all get on my nerve, talk about move then. Damn, like, all this shit won't happen if y'all ain't here, period.
Was that pizza sauce across that bitch eye? Was it piece of sauce across that motherfucking ugly ass whole eye, or was that and that brown ass lip? Was that doo doo? What?
I think she's trying to put on makeup.
Are y'all outraged? Are you guys angry? Are you guys upset? Did this make you angry? I want to know. Did this make you want to just go to this mother? Because it's on Twitter. Now, I ain't going to do what they did to that bitch on Twitter, because they put that bitch whole living quarters up on Twitter. I was like, no God. And like they've been digging into that hoe's ass all over Twitter. That's where I found the shit at, on Twitter. They've been terrorizing her ass. Okay, so does this make any of you? It makes you outraged, all right? Okay, well, let's go. Well, yeah, did he say her makeup make you angry? Me too, especially when you sitting up on a gorgeous black mug. Like, you don't see this gorgeous black mug sitting up under this black opal in Juvia's place, bitch. This is some black owned and black operated makeup, bitch. You got to stay out there fucking Mexican Dollar Tree, bitch. I'm sick of you motherfucking hoes, bitch. You other minorities with the bullshit. You other minority motherfuckers with the bullshit, like your ass ain't colored too, bitch. You actually colored too, bitch. You just a lighter version of colored, bitch. And you speak a whole nother fucking language. Because I can tell by your tongue, bitch, that you speak a whole nother motherfucking language, bitch. But you colored. Don't you ever get it twisted in this world, bitch, that you could, bitch, you ain't even supposed to be here actually. If you wanna be technical, hoe. You talking about some move, bitch? You wasn't even supposed to be. All of us was brought over here, but you swam over here, bitch. If you want a motherfucking tried hoe on the color folks' time, bitch. You actually floated over here, pussy, bitch. So don't play hoe scroll games like that. Anyway. Let's go to the next clip. I want to talk about the next motherfucking clip. Because I know y'all mad. That first one got us black motherfuckers. We upset. I want all if you black in this bitch and you upset, put your black hands up. I need to see your black hands up in this motherfucker. And you're brown. You black and brown. If you're black and brown, even if you're light skinned and you're black and brown, put your fucking hand up because you're black too. And if you speak another fucking language and you're black, put that motherfucker up to if that made you mad. Let me see them fists. I came over here with my Angela Davis wig on this morning, bitch. I came over here. That's right. I need to see all that. That's my black folk. That's right. Correct, bitch. I see all that. All right. Now that I got y'all attention and you're black and you're mad, I want you to watch some more shit. And you better be black and mad all the way through. Let's go.
Man, what you doing, bro?
Man, this a nigga, bro. Move.
That's a nigga?
Yeah.
Okay. What he did? He tried it?
You keep breaking everything. I'm trying to treat her like a bitch. Take care of her now. I'm trying to get money to take care of us, bro. But you don't understand.
Oh, that's a faggot.
What?
Oh, hell no. This nigga trying to turn a faggot to a housewife.
Oh, we talked about that last week. We talked a little bit about that last week. It had me pissed the fuck off. That pissed me the fuck off. And I was so pissed off about that shit. I talked about that last week because it made me so upset because I knew in my spirit. See, y'all don't be knowing down in y'all spirit why shit make me mad. Because, a lot of woke people still be laying down on their pillow in the morning with their eyes open. You feel me? They just be on their pillow laying down. Their eyes be open, but they really ain't woke. What made me motherfucking upset about that is that it got that kind of shit got a trickle down effect. Trickle down. It trickles down. Trickles down. Because when you listen to the context in that video, you seen the men's, they rolled up on the board to see what was going on. What's going on? You feel me? What's happening here? And when they found out that, what was really happening, it was domestic amongst two lovers. One was one was a man, and the other one was a trans woman. Okay, you know, when they thought that it was some problems going on, you know, them niggas was about to get out the car and they was about to help that boy beat that faggot. You didn't hear it? Y'all ain't hear it in the tonality in the voice how they was gonna get out the car. Oh, that is a faggot. It's a faggot. I'm about to help you, bro. Dog, I'm about to get out here and help you stalk this faggot, because you know, we don't with it. You know, trickle-down effect. Trickle-down effects happens, and they go into situations like this. Let's look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
I don't care.
What the fuck?
Hey, stop! Tell him yeah! Hey, she's trying to get behind.
You gotta come out. Yo, y'all fucking up the coast, bro. You gotta come out. You should put that shit on the coast. Chill out. Go back and ass out the store. Bro, I'm trying to get the bitch. Hey, stop playing this motherfucker. Hey, chill out with the stove. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go.
All members, hey, tweet all members, and it's been buzzing. Yeah, it's been tweaking.
What's wrong with you? What the fuck would you put that camera in my face?
Hey, Mike, I humbly apologize. And you owe me a thug too, Mike. I might be even now with this one.
I want it all clear all the way through.
Hey,
if you're still mad and you're black, I need you to keep your hands up. I need those fists to still be out there in the air, because see, all of this stuff that y'all just watched, from my understanding, that started over a fender bender. Now, there's a whole 21 minute video that I watched through its entirety, because after I posted this stuff on my Instagram last night, you know, there was so many people down there in the comment section trying to figure out what she did. What did she do? What did she do? And not what did she do like, well, what she did because, oh, and then I seen some people down there in the comments. Let's go through some of these comments. Let's go through them, Mo. I want y'all to see, because I always try to make my points. Okay. Let's look at this one right here. This shit right here pissed me off. Tiffany 2 said the black woman is the least protected, most attacked creature on this earth. I ain't saying they right for all jumping this trans woman, but honestly, celebrate men protecting women from anybody. Maybe one should have went one-on-one, but finally protecting black women is a serious matter. Bring me back to the screen. Now, if you watch that 21-minute video like I did, I watched that 21-minute video. And when I watched the whole video, I watched that girl. The girl, she must have hit them folk car. I did see her in there. Bitch, she motherfucking terrified from what I saw. Because I watched the whole video. She didn't even know them people film her. They were filming. And then somebody posted the shit. And I was like, damn, you know, the girl ain't the one going in there selling out. The lady was telling her that she want money. Like, I want, give me my money, bitch. I want money. You know, you done hit my shit, bitch. Pay me the money. Pay me money now. You know, woman now, cisgender woman, cis, not S-I-S, C-I-S, you know. And you're very upset. It upsetted me and my homegirls. Okay? Because she was demanding money, like, girl, somebody hit your car, and then all of a sudden, bitch, you want them to pay. You call insurance. Mind you, this happened in Minnesota. Same city where George Floyd situation went down. Okay. I want y'all to get into it. The girl was scared. I saw her walking. I saw a whole gang of girls because we see that angle. It's another angle when I guess the store people was trying to protect her. And all the damn girls done ran back there, hun. I seen them with their braids and beads and braids and shells and things running back there behind the counter and, you know, putting hands on the girl. Is she not supposed to defend herself? Is she because this is a black woman, you get what I'm saying? Carter done got hit and she demanding money. I ain't going through no protocol. Is she not right to defend herself if 5 or 6 hoes is on top of her? And because, you know, they know for a fact that this is a quote unquote a man now. This a man. So now they want the hoes and the niggas a dirty ass. Let me not leave out what they dirty dog ass bitches, foot dragging ass hoes, bitch. Was she not supposed to defend herself? Was she supposed to say, well, I'm a trans woman and y'all women's, y'all is women, so I'm gonna let y'all bash me because y'all don't want to call the police to get the police out here to get the shit situated with insurance. You want me to pay you right now for hitting your car. And, you know, so I got to recant that I'm a trans person and these women 4 or 5 hoes in this bitch ready to thump her and she supposed to put her hand to the side and let these bitches bash her. I don't get it. All right, come on. So let's go back to a couple because I'm finna open up the flow for my guest this morning. No, not that. So when I put it up, somebody wrote somebody wrote this. Yeah, go back to that comment. I'd like to go back to that comment because they was all in my comment. This is on Facebook. Paris Wilson told Felicity, she said, this isn't about you, but I feel like you can understand my statement and relate. This is what I said about it. I said, stop running to where the trade at. The girls think it's cute to be around all the hood boys. She should have never pulled up in there. Nobody deserves this. She pulled up in there driving crazy, thinking she was giving sex out her realness so the boys can see her and crash in them people's cars so she can be seen. Y'all can drag me for this comment, but that's the real motherfucking tea. Okay, well, let's go back to me. Couple things in this statement that I do and cut my head off, bitch, or whatever. I don't give a fuck about that bullshit. I do agree. For years, I've been on my platform telling the girls, leave them fuck niggas and stay out them fuck ass fuck niggas neighborhood. Like, bitch, if you real pussy, you real cunt, you real fish, you real, bitch, you don't, your realness don't have to be proved around no thug ass fuck nigga because they fuck boys anyway. Not just fuck boys, they fuck boys too. So, bitch, you really being real as fuck, you know, don't mean that you got to flaunt your realness. You can stay your ass up out there. You can stay, you know. So I understood what a girl was what she was talking to Felicity. I understood where she was going with it. You feel me? But you know, sometimes, you know, I just really in that moment don't think that was really the time for that. But I felt her on a level because I have told because see, bitch, they can call me bougie all day. I don't fuck with you. I don't roll through your hood, bitch. I ain't motherfucking coming over and sit in the hood with you. I done been there, done that. I'm gone. I'm out of there. I don't give a fuck about y'all niggas. Bitch, don't message me from no hood. You know, we all like a hood nigga because the hood nigga dick be good. Even the butch queens like a hood nigga dick too. Okay? But yeah, we got to know what we dealing with in this motherfucker. Okay? All right. We're going to go to some more comments, but I want to open up the flow. I want to start out with my guest this morning, my good Judy. And friend, honey, from a brother from another mother, Dustin Ross, honey, old writer and stuff. He done been on the show before. Hey, Dustin, come on, bring Dustin on here. Hey, oh shit, bring them all, I guess.
What's up,
Maddie? The thing. I got Mo. We got Dustin. We got Miss Lawrence this morning, and we got Hope. But I want to start out with Dustin. Move Hope and Miss Lawrence. Let me start out with Dustin this morning because you know, Dustin, you give the most type of trade. You give old trade the illusion over there. You know, the people think that you slightly a straight man, but you came here to the show and told us that you was
practice.
You was a practicing homosexual. That's what you told us. So, you know. So let's get a little bit of feedback from you about the whole lineup of videos that I said, and I'm hoping you understood why I lined the videos up the way I did.
I definitely see how you was moving. I picked up what you was putting down. So we can begin with that old Grand's biscuit face ass bitch at the beginning that was talking that shit, that khaki tooth hole at the beginning with that clown makeup on her goddamn face. And I'm gonna tell you the problem with people like her. The problem with people like her is that they have zero education and don't even understand what the fuck they're saying. Motherfuckers look at her and immediately identify her as someone who is not from America. So you have the gall to take that same standpoint and perspective.
No, Justin. The unmitigated
gall. Furthermore, while you talking shit about black people in the middle of your ridiculous rant, you using black colloquialisms, talking about period. You only saying that because you listen to the fucking City Girls, bitch. You love black shit. You love black people. So what the fuck do you mean? And what life experiences do you have where you can designate certain types of black people from one another? Young dumb bitch. You don't even know what you're talking about. You need to shut your mouth. It's people like her. That's it. Second video. They pulled up to the scene. Everything you said was right. We heard the vitriol in their voices when they was going to help, and they wanted to become a part of the violence once they determined that that was a trans woman that boy was tussling with on the ground like that. That speaks for itself. It became a spectacle. That was their motivation in even sharing the video, because it didn't even have to leave their phones at that point. You shared that video to make a spectacle out of that trans woman because that's what you found sensational about that clip. It's age-old bullshit. We already know what time it is with that. The violence, we know what time it is with that too. The third clip, okay, Ayana Dior, right? The trans woman who literally was being chased by a mob. That was a death mob running after that girl, okay? To me, at this point, this is an issue of, and I'm not even gonna speak about that incident, right? Let's speak about the takeaway after watching that video as members of the LGBTQ plus community, okay? Let's talk about how we feel after watching that. You know what my takeaway was, Madison? That it's time for us to prioritize our safety, our physical safety, with all of the things that are going on in our world and in our social climate right now. I think that we are getting a greater and greater appreciation for the understanding of prioritizing our physical safety, whether that means doing some sort of combat training, self-defense training, whether that means getting yourself a weapon if your state allows you to have one legally and lawfully, whether that means just fucking a motherfucker up, you know what I'm saying, and matching the energy that people meet you with and being prepared to do that. I think that it's time for that to be an omnipresent concern for all the members of our community, all the people that say they care about us and love us and all of those things, because all the people that love me in my life want me to whoop somebody's ass if they even bring that energy toward me, okay? And because I have love for my people who I have a similar experience with and an understanding of, I want the same thing for them, okay?
Right.
Prioritize your physical safety. That girl was by herself. They were fucking with her because they found out that she was a trans woman, and the excitement, the way they were so excited. And another thing too, after watching that video, when we spoke about this, I had to determine where they were, because I literally thought I was looking at a fight after a event at a gay club. That's what it looked like. It looked like the same crowd that be at the gay clubs. We all look alike, okay? So I didn't know what was going on. And then once I figured out, because I didn't see the 21-minute video at that point, I just saw the original clip that was circulating. And it only took a few seconds to figure out what was going on. That was a mob chasing that girl. And it was terrifying to watch. I can only imagine how she felt cornered and literally helpless, literally fighting for her life. Those words, literally fighting for her life in that clip. And they were so excited to participate in that melee. It's all good until she pulls something out the side of her hip or out from underneath her clothes and get to letting that thing sing on their ass.
Well, glad they ain't running to me, because bitch, I probably would have got beat, but it damn sure would have been some dead hoes. But
And guess what? They would have had to. They would have had to beat me like that. And she did her best. She did her best to defend herself, you know. And my heart just goes out to her. My heart goes out to her.
Now my thing is, like, I put some of the comments on there because I always bring these type of issues and situations up to my audience and to my platform and those people that lurk on the outside to be watching. I always bring this type of stuff up, and I always challenge them when I say every time, because I posted, I said it gets very difficult, you know, wanting to, even though I didn't say that I wasn't. But it gets very difficult wanting to stand with our targeted Black kings and Black brothers and stuff like that when we are met with such vitriol at any moment. At any moment, you know, it gets hard for us, and they don't want to hear us when we say stuff like this. They don't want to hear me say that anytime one of us is murdered, killed, maimed, destroyed, there's always a question of what did she do?
Right, and the interest immediately is directed toward the sexual component or anything related to that. It's never a humane perspective, or there's never any compassion, or the humanity is absent. But they also request and rely on our support for everything else. And it's cool, Maddie, because we don't even have to compile the issues that way. We don't. We can watch that video and we can understand that issue exists, and we can still just speak on what is most deserving of our energy right now, which is the fact that they were attacking her because she was a trans woman.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that too when that conversation comes, but I just don't want people to it's so easy for people to divert the attention from what really is deserving in those moments, because there's so much that can be said. The point you're making is correct and relevant and blatant and incessant. It continues to happen. Okay, this imbalance and this double standard and this coldness, this cold shoulder that we get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we still feel the obligation to advocate for and work diligently for the advancement of Black people, because we have
to. But Dustin, we have to because we are Black before.
Absolutely.
Like,
I feel that way too. I agree with you. I feel the same way, and I govern myself accordingly. You understand what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that I am aloof and unaware of other possible threats that I have from members of my own Black community. You know what I'm saying? But just like you said, I'm Black first and you're Black first as well. So it's just fucked up all the way around, and you can only do your best.
All right, let me bring on Hope, because they asked for Hope. Hey, Hope, good morning. Hope,
hey,
good morning, baby.
Good morning.
Hey, Hope.
Hope, you look like it sound like that you're exhausted. You exhausted.
I am. It's exhausting being a Black person, and then it's tiring being a trans person, and it's overbearing being a woman. But when you tie all three of those things in together, I have this much left in my tank. I've been out there fighting for Black men since Trayvon. I've been out there marching for Black women since Sandra. Like, I've been out here. I've been in the paint. I've been talking my shit. Black Lives Matter. Fuck these white folks trying to spit that all lives matter. I'm with Black people. I'm here. And I shouldn't have to prove that because I'm Black. But I got to, and I do it, and I show up. And then because I'm trans, I'm asked to remove myself, or I'm asked to carry myself accordingly so that you're comfortable while I'm there. And that's bullshit. And we're asked to not talk about this. Now ain't the time.
Yeah, because they were saying that. They told me, like, they was like, Madison, you know, it was Blackout Tuesday. Now ain't the time for you to be posting that. You know, they put that up there, like, you don't need to be posting that. You don't need to be over here trying to cause division and with black people. With this is minute, and I'm like, no, it's not minute, because this is my life too. And the reason why I titled this video this morning, the Maddie in the Morning Show, the title of my video is I'm scared. I'm scared because, hold on, let me add Lawrence on here, because Lawrence and I talking about this. Hey, Lawrence.
Hey, can you see me?
Yeah.
Wait, let me move.
Yeah, I can see you.
There we go. Hi, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. The reason why I titled this video, this show, I'm scared, is because I'm scared because let's say we get everything we need. Let's say we get all of our African American brothers and sisters in the office, or in high positions, or in positions and stuff. I'm scared when you get there, because I know a lot of y'all have that internalized homophobia, transphobia, and you gonna do what you need to do to fuck me up. So I'm gonna fight for you to get there. Is you gonna kill me? Is you gonna make laws? Are you gonna put stuff in place to destroy me? Like, I'm scared of that. Hold on. I'm also scared when the masculine gay man get into a position of power. And it's just like, okay, well, what about the films? The trans and the films. What about that? Because you know you got that internalized homophobia from them motherfuckers too, that be like, no fats, no films, no faggots, no this and the other. Then I'm scared if my gay white brothers and sisters get in power, because you know they don't fuck with us. Some of them don't fuck with us like that. Not all. You get what I'm saying? You know, it's a whole different system. Like if Caitlyn Jenner get up there in power somewhere, you know what the first thing they gon', you know the first thing? Because she definitely was a white Republican man first. With this and transform into a woman with still white Republican man ideas and beliefs, which all exclude me. So I'm scared. I'm scared. And this is what I use my platform for when I get up and I start talking to people about me being scared. And then they want it. This ain't the time. I don't want to hear that. I don't, no, bitch, this is the time. We talking about voting. We talking about rights. We talking about equality. This is the time for everybody who's scared. Everybody who's scared to lay their fears down on the line and on platforms like this and bigger platforms to communicate about it. So that's what we're doing this morning, because we scared. Lawrence, you made a point to me last night. Can you reiterate on that point? You was telling me about systemic racism.
I think there are a lot of caveats that we are trying to face and fight right now. Systemic racism obviously is one, but then you have the systemic homophobia, transphobia, and queerphobia. Also, the idea of gender equality. And I say gender equality, and the reason, and when I think about the Breonna Taylors, I think about the Nina Pops, I think about the Sandra Blands. When these inflammatory situations come up that affect Black people as a whole, there's a very lackluster response to the females' names and the outpour and cry for the females' names. The hashtags are lower in numbers. And last night, obviously, it's been a very, very challenging, unsettling, and unnerving time over this last week or so, dealing with George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, the Tony McDades. But when I saw Ayanna Dior's video yesterday, I was even more outraged. And I, too, share your same fear, Madison, because I belong to a mother, my biological mother, as her son. I am my blood sister's brother. But then by my chosen family, I'm a mother. I'm a sister. And I'm also a brother to some as well. And so when I saw Ayanna Dior and what happened to her, I became afraid, because as a person who's in the gray area of the gender expressions and the LGBTQIAs, or whatever you want to call it, as a person that's on the gray area who identifies as gender nonconforming, I stand with every type of wrong, injustice, and trying to combat it. So while I'm out, or while I'm doing what I can to make sure, and people like me and like all of us, to make sure that justice is being served on all fronts, I don't want to have to be afraid for my daughter, who's a trans girl, who may decide I want to go out there and help too, because I look at a George Floyd or a Tamir Rice or a Trayvon Martin or Ahmaud Arbery as my brother, or I look at Sandra Bland or Breonna Taylor or Malaysia Booker or Nina Pop as my sister. But now I'm afraid that I can't go out there and walk hand in hand and march hand in hand and raise our voices together, because I am now afraid of what could happen to my trans daughter while we're all out on the same agenda. And so that is my purpose and positioning behind posting that video yesterday, because I too got a lot of people like, oh, now is not the time. Don't divide us. It's so sad to say, but there has been a division line that has been drawn a very, 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 very long time ago. A very long time ago. And while we are uncomfortable, while shit is fucked up right now, I do believe that we're going to see much brighter days and better days once this is over with. But what I don't want to happen is that we all come together and unite as one to create this change. And then when the Black people are able to, quote unquote, move on up and get another piece of the pie, I want to make sure that pie is divided equally. And that is my positioning behind talking about the Ayanna Dior this morning with you guys.
Yeah. You know, you want to chime in, Dustin?
Yeah. There's so many moments in this conversation where I feel a sense of responsibility and obligation to speak certain things and to make people aware of certain things. But my moral compass tells me to just rely upon the things that we know for sure after seeing this video, right? And what we know for sure is that there is an epidemic of lethal violence, okay, against Black trans women and trans men too, okay? We know that for sure. We as Black people who grew up in Black communities understand that there is an automatic, it's almost just like a pink elephant in the room anytime someone is gay or trans or lesbian or different or queer in some way enters a space like that. And we know that it automatically becomes a test of how tough you are, a test of how strong you are, a test of endurance for you, a test of perseverance for you. And we know what that looks like. So when we see it manifest itself.
I think it's also a platform for you to show your insecurities too.
Completely. So when we see it manifest itself as it's blatantly that, Miss Lawrence. So when we see it manifest itself as literally a death mob chasing after a trans woman simply for the thrill and the sensation of beating up on a trans woman, that's a problem. Okay? It is an extreme. That doesn't touch you if you don't look at that. And before you have any other filter, if you don't look at that and think that's fucked up for her, that she's in that position, she needs help and those people are wrong for engaging in that way. If you start adding other layers into the conversation of well, what did she do, or who knew, or all that other shit, we've already turned wrong. And I just feel like we're hopeless at that point. So again, I feel like the only solution that we have is to make our physical safety a priority in our lives.
I think a lot of people try to find some type of comfort for their own conscience when they ask, what did she do or what did he do? And I think it lives primarily when it's related to a trans person or queer person of color. And it's so unfortunate and disheartening because for myself, when I learned of any of my little brothers or father's death that came about from police brutality or any type of unjust act, I wept immediately. I didn't ask, did Trayvon Martin pay for his pack of Skittles? Is that the reason?
I didn't even think about that.
I didn't care. I didn't care. I didn't even want to hear that George Floyd was, I don't know, allegedly using counterfeit money or whatever the case may be. That wasn't what I cared about. Was that one of my people, one of my brothers, one of my fathers, one of my sons was murdered in cold blood, and it wasn't fair. That was what my concern was. And to turn around and have one of my very own, a girl or man of the trans experience, to be murdered or bullied or jumped on in any type of way, I'm not going to question what could have happened there either. I'm looking at the fact. The fact is they're gone, or the fact is they're bruised and they're wounded and they've been beaten in a very unfair way.
At the hands of injustice, okay?
At the hands of injustice, yes.
Because let me tell you something. A car accident, like, did you watch the whole video, Miss Dora?
Yes.
Did you see it?
Yes.
Listen, you saw the 21-minute video, right?
No.
Like, you
No.
have. Okay, I gotta send it to you. Hope you watched the 21-minute video. And when I watched the video, I was watching because I knew that there were people that was going to be like, well, what, I was looking to see where, because I kept seeing people in my comment section saying, well, she hit a girl. You don't hit no woman because a woman is physically, physically less stronger than a man, and you don't, and I'm sitting there like, girl, y'all was so ready, like you've already jumped to the conclusions with the stereotypes and all this type of stuff or whatever, trying to find ways of find situations to be like, to excuse that, to excuse these men and these women, these people, and justify what they did because of the hate that you got for somebody else's sexual identity, sexual orientation, or someone else's true self.
That's why they were asking her for money in the first damn place. That's ridiculous. When you get into a car accident to demand some money for the fucking accident, that was them. They were trying her on purpose because they had already decided what they were going to do. Nobody ever does that in any other car accident. You can't tell me that if that was anybody else that hit that car, the response would have been the same way. It would not have. So it already was rooted in that shit, in that hate. Yeah. That's what it was. That's where it was coming from.
We saw the same thing with Malaysia Booker last year.
Yes.
And that's all I could see when I watched that video, and especially when I heard about the pettiness in it. We saw the same thing with Malaysia Booker. Everything was cool when her cousins were handling the fender bender, but when they got out of the car and when she got out of the car and they realized that the person that actually hit them was a trans woman, now is pay me $100 to slap her. Now is I'll do it for 50. One of y'all just dare me. And then 2 weeks later, she's killed by this same man, and his public defender misgenders her and tries to use the fact that they were the same height, and if it was boxing, they were in the same weight class to get his person that murdered somebody. You murdered someone because they hit the back of your car and they were trans. That doesn't compute. 30 people jumped on one girl that's 125 pounds, soaking wet, couldn't be no more than 5'8". 30 of y'all jumped on one girl about a fender bender. And you damn right I slapped that bitch. Because if you come in my face talking shit to me and you put your hands on me, I don't give a fuck what you got between your legs, what your chromosomes say. I'm whooping your ass. Don't step up if you ain't ready to fight.
Right. And don't try to pull that woman card shit on me. You get what I'm saying? When you're the aggressor, you get out of the car. listen, I love my entire fan base is definitely built on the backs of women, and I love my girls. And my girl, this ain't got nothing to do with my girls that love me, respect me, and understand. This for them bitches that's on the outside, you know what I'm saying, that do that shit. Almost 2 years ago or 2 years ago, when that situation, I can only speak from my experience. So this is just me talking. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. When all that shit was going on and that separation happened with me and baby girl, and them other folks, those other outside people brought their entities inside of that and began to harass me, constantly harass me, and make video after video. And then when I finally responded, they became, I'm a woman and I'm being attacked by a man. Oh my God. And then when I had to go through legal systems with the situation, they down there in the legal part, and now I'm all kinds of men, and they're fearful for their life. But bitch, you got the poking stick, and you poking at me. You know, I don't give a fuck about your pussy, bitch, when your hands is balled up at me. That don't mean a fucking thing to me. Nothing. I don't give a fuck about your dick in between your legs when your hands is balled up to me. I'm tired of them. It's the same way black people feel. I'm tired of you thinking just because you white, bitch, that you got authority over me. I'm tired of you thinking because you straight that I'm supposed to bow down to you. I'm tired of you thinking that because you a woman that you're supposed to be able to knock, bash, hit, demean, say, do all types of shit to me, and I'm supposed to just take it because I'm not a real bitch. I'm sick of that shit. You got to get the same, whatever you give, you got to be able to fucking take it back. And if you come in the door giving me your fist, bitch, don't rely on your pussy, bitch, for your savior. And don't be running out here getting no nigga talking about some stuff, because my quarrel wasn't with no nigga, bitch. My quarrel was with you. Your quarrel was with me. So you got to figure out, what are you really mad for? What are you really upset for? What is the problem for? What are we really at arms for? Why are we having this issue? Why?
Because supporting LGBT people isn't masculine. And that's what people understand. The reason that there's a separation between the church and the state on these issues are because Black people don't see LGBT people as a whole as masculine. And that's what I'll be trying to tell these.
No, Hope, you left the word out. They don't see LGBTQIA people as human beings.
As beings, right?
We have color.
We have to start that we're not even respected as human beings. I had to come down from Washington. I had to leave my own protest to come down here to Tallahassee because in the projects where Tony Shade was shot, in the projects where a Black man, we gonna throw the trans in there, but he was a Black man too, was shot. And I'm watching multiple videos of people who live in the projects who watched it, who are saying Tony was not armed, Tony ain't have no gun, Tony ain't have no knife. Them people got out of their car and they shot Tony. Where the fuck is the anarchy? Where the fuck is the riot? Where the fuck is the march? Y'all are trying to justify it because what? Because he came back after he got jumped by 5 big ass niggas for trying to assert himself because he assumed that one of y'all had robbed him. And so y'all jump him. He breaks, comes back for one of y'all, and now y'all are gonna act like that's justification for the police gunning him down? Nah. Because if he was a heterosexual Black man, y'all would be saying, well, I understand it. If I got jumped by 5 niggas that bad, I come back for one of their head too. That's beside the point. They should, all these white people that they let off, they should have let that man off. But because Tony is a trans man, we're not talking about it. I'll be damned if we gonna make up signs and march about it. I had to come from a whole nother fucking state to come and talk to y'all police chief. When y'all are in here, y'all saw what happened. I have to go and tell a motherfucker what I heard. Y'all can go and tell people what y'all know, and y'all are not making the effort to do so. And this is what we mean as LGBT people when we say that it is hard sometimes for us to stand in the paint for this Black Lives Matter movement. This is what we're talking about. We're not trying to knock people out. We're trying to make sure that you guys are having intersectional conversations about Blackness as a whole.
Hold on, Hope. Hold on. Here's this is where the problem is with me. Okay. Mia Hill said, but Maddie, no, they were horribly disgusting. But if you are born a man, your strength is already an upper hand on a woman. You should not use that strength to fight a woman, no matter what you identify with. That is not justification for you to fight and cause harm to a weaker individual than you. That's the same as a man fighting a woman, the same as an adult assaulting a child. It is what it is. No, what it is,
Don't put your hands on nobody. I'm sick of y'all trying to come with this woman shit. Y'all do the same thing to black men after y'all done beat them, after y'all done been in relationships with them. I done seen black women do it. And like Maddie said, stop using your pussy as a shield. It don't save you. When you attack me, when you come at me with your hands balled up, when you come at me with a knife, bitch, you're going to get your ass beat. I'm sick and tired of women, black, white, or indifferent, using your pussy to get you out of trouble. If your mouth write a check that your pussy can't cash and you get your ass beat, that's on you. My mother, I don't have a gay mama. My mother with the pussy taught me when I was younger. If anybody hits you, you hit their ass back. And this is what we know in the black community. And y'all stand on that. And some of y'all are black mothers and some of y'all teach y'all children the same thing. But then y'all get on here and want to justify violence with that bullshit. Miss me with that. That girl hit her. She hit her back. And in this case, we have an even better motive because they was the same size. They were the same height. Ayana is this motherfucking big. So don't make it seem like it was me. Now, if it was me, I can understand y'all trying to have an issue. Because, bitch, I'm 5'10" and 230. I get that. Ayana is this big. She's this big. And the bitch that hit her is this big. So that was a fair fight. You ran up and she was going to do your ass in, and now you want to scream, I got a vagina. It don't work like that. Stop. She hit somebody and somebody hit her back. It don't feel good to get hit. It does not feel good to have violence inflicted upon your body by anybody. And I'll be damned if I'm going to hold that shit in. I'll be damned if I'm going to let somebody do bodily harm to me because of what they have between their legs. It's not going to work.
Right.
It's not going to work. I'm not doing it. So miss me with that.
People, and we tired of saying that. Like, no, like it's not like that she went in that store tracking that girl down trying to fight that girl. Like a whole bunch of girls. When you watch the whole video, there was a whole bunch of girls that came in there.
Looking for her.
It's a whole bunch of girls that did that.
Furthermore, even if you don't watch the 21-minute video, watching the clip is sufficient, okay? Because you understand that Ayana was defending herself. She was not the aggressor. So it was not this scenario that people are trying to paint as if she had these magical physical powers of strength over all these other people. They were attacking her, trying to kill her. That's just what the fuck it was. So there's no other takeaway to have. You can't watch that and have any other determination. The young lady, Mia, who just put that comment on the screen was just, she needs to educate herself. Because literally what she put was incorrect information. And that's why you got the response that you got of truth from Hope just now. What do you expect a person to do when you attack them?
I don't get it.
What do you expect?
I don't get it. And like, how much do you take before, like even when I make responses, like a lot of times, I get attacked by broads online. I don't say a word because they try to throw me in that bullshit. Like, I hate black women. I don't like women. And so I really don't even challenge. You know, I really don't like challenging anybody because my platform ain't even about me really going back and forth with nobody. Right. But then when I step outside my comfort zone and I get tired of a bitch over there, man, and you dude, and you this and that, and you know what I'm saying? You this and that, and I finally respond or I challenge them, then it's,
Maddie, you so wrong for that. You shouldn't have did that. That's the woman. Maddie, you have a platform. Maddie, you have to be mindful of what you say on your platform. Maddie, it's plenty of black women that support you, but where y'all be at? Where do y'all be at? How are y'all showing up?
Now listen, no shade. Now my Maddie rise because they get that motherfucking fat neck ass hoe together. They be on that motherfucking hoe's ass. They be on that hoe's ass and they be on that other hoe's ass and they be on them hoes' ass to be fucking with me. You get what I'm saying? Now my mom be on top of them bitches. They be on top of them hoes and they be on top of them. And listen, what about the queens that be motherfucking be digging in me? You know, You know, it don't just be but it be the other trans too that be digging them. What about them? What about them other trans that be attacking fucking me? You get what I'm saying? That I don't even be fucking with.
It's bullshit.
So
I think the root of the problem is human conditioning and a lot of the false ideas and ideologies we were taught at a very early age from generations and generations ahead of us. And that is these false ideas of masculinity, femininity, and all of those things, and who gets to be what based off of their gender. And what, you know, and I think that we have to figure out a way to create more education around that will give someone the idea, or people the idea that, oh, I thought this was a girl, or I thought this was a woman, but now that I know it's not, I can now beat this person up. Or, you know, it's unacceptable. And I think that what we have to figure out is how to really bring this into curriculums, how to bring awareness around, or education around trans lives, bodies, queer lives, bodies, as Black people, as Black, queer, and trans people and gay people in curriculums in school, because the bottom line is ignorance. Ignorance in its most, in its purest form. It's ignorance, because nobody knows. You don't have the parents at home, majority of parents at home teaching it. You're not learning it at school. So what happens is we get out in the world on our own and explore on our own and find refuge in our own ways and create our gay families and things of that nature. And then those straight families, the ones that come from the straight family, our own families, because they still have not taken the time to understand us, whether you understand us or not, they haven't taken the time to love us in the things that they're antithetical about us, you know, because they haven't done that. That is what is causing a lot of this. So we have to really, really dig deep and peel back those deep-rooted layers to get away from this. And I feel like right now, while we are out, everybody is out demanding justice and creating this whole new wave or vortex of justice and standing up for who we are, and Black Lives Matter, that is a very integral piece that we cannot leave out. Yeah. Because again, as I said earlier, if I feel like, or if one of my trans brothers or sisters feel like I can't stand with you and march with you and go out here and protest with you, or go and make make our difference and our voices heard at the polling booths together, we can't stand in line together and chit chat and talk about this shit because we're afraid for our safety from you. That is a huge, huge problem. Yes. That's a huge problem. Yes. And it's going to affect every last one of us. Everybody. It's going to affect everybody. If we don't figure this shit out, and figure it out fast, considering that there are 5 months before it's time to go out and vote and elect a president. Well, we're already in primaries right now. And so if you have a community of Black people, the Black LGBTQ community, that is feeling like our lives are not as valued as our straight brothers and sisters, that is a problem. That's a problem. It's going to show up at the polls. That same problem is going to show up at the polls. That same problem is going to show up while y'all are still out in Minnesota, while y'all are still out in California, New York, Atlanta, over in Paris and Palestine, marching for the equality and marching for justice for Black lives. That line that people are, that black elephant that no one wants to address, is going to affect the results. Yeah. As uncomfortable and as bad as that sounds, it's the reality. Yes. It's the reality.
How can I vote?
It's safe to say that we all up here on this panel understand when I titled this video, or we all have a piece of the title of this video when I say that I'm scared. Each one of us here. Am I right?
You're absolutely correct, because the effects of this shit are so far reaching, and they land in so many different areas of our lives. So
100%.
I just want everybody to protect themselves. I do, and I want everybody to feel worthy of defending themselves as best they can, and to take the extra measures. And people might not like me saying that, but I don't really give a fuck. I think that people need to, and when I say people, I mean my brothers and sisters in this gay thing, this LGBT thing. Y'all have to protect yourselves. You know what I'm saying? And y'all have to protect each other. To me, it should be I remember my last job, I worked on the experiential marketing team at an automotive company. Okay, and when I started the job, it was another guy, a black gay guy, that started with me, and I literally pulled him to the side and was like, "Look, we got to look out for each other, and you know exactly what I mean when I tell you that and shit." And he was like, "We do," and to this day, that's still one of my closest friends. So like that spirit has to exist amongst us, and everybody should be moved to action based on what we've seen. If you're not, then you have some work to do. But don't expect me to not hit you back if you put your hands on me. And don't expect me to not help Ayanna Dior if I see that happening to her. Don't expect me to just stand back and watch.
Straight like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Straight like that. All right, we got one more person here. Then I'm not going to hold you guys day up. Joseph Williams, the misunderstood social worker, is here.
Joseph.
Yeah, so Joseph is here. Joseph wanted to chime in a little bit on it this morning.
Okay, so I'm gonna be really quick. Thank you for having me. Hello, everybody. So I just wanted to say this. With all due respect to everything that's happening right now, I agree with everyone. I believe that the condition in the Black community is a bunch of broken people who are pointing fingers at who's broken and who's most broken. And I think that in my train of thinking is that nobody's innately homophobic. I believe that these are handed down thoughts that people have. But the most important thing that I always want to focus on in times like this, particularly when cities are erupting on fire, there's so many different disenfranchised people who are impacted by police violence, by neighborhood violence, community violence. And this is what we need to understand. If we are going to say that we are for Black rights and the Black community and disenfranchised people, they need to be supported in the systemic racism and forms of healthcare and housing and all of these dynamics. The most vulnerable group, in my opinion, as a social worker who work with displaced populations, all types of communities, within that group of Black people, the most vulnerable group at this point are transgender women. They are feeling the effects of the systemic racism beyond what a straight person can experience. There's violence across the board when it comes to police violence, when it comes to discrimination, all of those things affect the community, but the most vulnerable group are transgender women at this point. And so I believe that if we tackle those most vulnerable communities, everybody benefits. Everyone benefits eventually. Everyone can benefit if we are looking at fair housing when it comes to transgender women, if we're looking at protection, neighborhood safety, fully prosecuting these beatings and these lynchings and these killings of transgender women. Our group will also benefit from that, the straight community, the gay community. And what people are not seeing is that we're all broken in some form or another. We've been impacted by violence, we've been impacted by financial struggles, all of those things. But if we really start to see for those Black leaders that the trans community is a commodity within our subset that really needs our help and that really needs some voices. Like today, I was hoping to wake up and actually see a discussion on MSNBC or CNN about what happened in Minnesota recently with this young woman.
But they're not
to see that.
Well, you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it. And if it would have flipped around and George Floyd would have been a homosexual man, the protest would have been the protest would have been completely different. And when we say things like that and we challenge people like that, every time that it's challenged, you see something like this pop up. You see something pop up like this right in the midst of a war on racism. You get a gay man killed. You get a trans woman killed. Well, trans women get killed all the fucking time, but you get a gay man killed. You get a trans woman attacked. Then it goes back to what we talked about earlier. What did she do? What did they do? It ain't like.
But you know what though? But you know what though, when you talk, like for instance, recently I had a discussion on my live about blackness and criminality, and so when you think in terms of blackness and criminality, it's like the thought or the overrepresentation of something negative that we could or should have done. I'll give an example. When Ahmaud Arbery was killed, days later they had a video surface about him, you know, walking around a construction site, and the first ad on CNN said, "Oh, we have some footage that could possibly change your thoughts about this case." Right? So that right there asserted the idea that he did something in order to have something done to him. Same thing in our community. We really fall under that guise of blackness and criminality. So a lot of times when I hear people, because I'm seeing it all over my timeline, I'm on the fence about this black thing. If I'm seeing my black sisters be attacked, and I keep saying this, we got to get out of that white heteronormative way of thinking, our whole entire community, because what's happening is that we've been trained and brainwashed to believe that this group is acceptable and this group is not acceptable. And whether we know it or not, we do it within our own community. We do it within our own community, LGBT, which I'm part of. We're doing it in our own community where this is the acceptable one, this is not one, this is something that we don't need. And we got to get out of that. And
but
so
Joe, you telling us we got to get out of that. It's hard.
Say that again.
You telling us that we got to get out of that thought process, but it's hard when you constantly seeing this shit, or you constantly a victim of this type of shit. I'm a victim of that type of shit too.
Right.
So
absolutely.
It's hard. It gets hard to be like, it just gets hard.
Absolutely. And I get it. But the one thing that I will say, and I tell my clients this all the time, the spaces that we occupy, we actually have voices where we can make these things. I just had a conversation with Hope last week where I said that, you know, if these things are not being discussed, I commend you for putting it out there every week. If there's a trans woman killed, you know, social media is a gift and a curse, but we can actually provide information. And like I said before, we're having conversations amongst ourselves. And I get frustrated a lot. I try to open up my platform to straight men so we can actually talk about what is your true thoughts of gay people. You know, so we can really start attacking the community, not attacking, but just really addressing those concerns amongst people. How change comes is through information and education. People don't know anything. A lot of us don't know. We only get what we see on television. So I think that by having discussions just like this, by the people who are watching this video, they're really going to have some things to think about.
I agree.
I think honestly, by putting the thoughts out there, having the open discussions, going to some raw places, really thinking about your psyche. Like, for instance, I've had to accept the fact that I came from a privileged situation as a gay man. I didn't come from a place of struggle. I wasn't denounced by my family. I didn't grow up in a certain area. That just wasn't my story. And I have to understand that after having conversations with Hope, that Joe, you sit in a certain space of privilege. You understand where I'm coming from?
I do. 1 second. So Chaz Moore says, this sounds like some all lives matter BS. How does this sound like some all lives matter BS when we everybody up here is a person of color? We just LBGT. What do people
see,
don't
but you
get?
know what though? But Madison, can I address that? See, the problem is this: there are broken people who want to be heard, and so a lot of times it's not that anything that I said where I'm trying to discount anybody's struggle. But what happens is that it's easier to function in a place of anger and resentment, but a lot of that has to do with personalized trauma that has been undealt with. And me, of all people, I'm all about black people all day and day.
Yeah, so and for the record, fuck all lives matter. For the record,
right, fuck
all lives matter. Just so we can be clear on that.
Yeah, that's coming from a space.
I think everybody up here has. I think everybody up here has said and made it very clear that all black lives matter, and while saying that black trans lives matter, as well as black queer lives matter. And let's not get it twisted. For those that are extremely unenlightened about Black Lives Matter, while we would never, I myself, and I'm sure everyone on here would never think that Black lives don't matter or the movement itself does not matter when it was started by people of the LGBTQ community. So let's just get that fact out there for those that are again unenlightened and very unsure. We are not saying that Black lives don't matter and that all lives matter. We know where all lives matter came from, and it didn't come from us. That came from our oppressors wanting to dumb down our movement and our initiative. What we are saying as people a part of Black Lives Matter is that all of our Black lives matter on every part of that spectrum. And so we just have to make that, we have to reiterate that over and over and over again. And that's all we're doing. I don't know what his name is, sir, but if you could do us
is his name.
Chaz, if you could do us a favor and share that bit of information that I just gave or that any of us just gave, that would actually help. If you could do that for us. And
to be clear, Chaz, because I see a comment that was just posted on the screen, we're not having a conversation about what members of the LGBTQ plus community need to do for heteros to accept us. That's not the topic of conversation this morning. So I don't even know what that comment was based on. I think that some people are listening with intent to disrupt this conversation, and that's just not gonna happen this morning. So I'm glad we cleared that shit up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think people should be clear that this is not about. It's not about a charity case. We're not a charity case, honey.
No victim.
What we are and what we're doing is just asking that you value us, that our brothers and sisters value us the way that we value them.
Go back. There he is right there.
We
He said he wasn't trying to disrupt.
We cannot get to a place. We cannot get to a place as a people. For hetero straight people who have a problem with the LGBTQ community, if you're standing in the front lines talking about inclusion, and that doesn't include other disenfranchised groups, your movement is sparse. You have to always remember that. If it does not include people who are most vulnerable, your movement is nothing. Your movement is nothing, because the people who are most impacted, if they benefit, you benefit. And that's the mentality that we have to keep having. We need to keep preaching to these people sitting on CNN, to these big time, activists, and, these people who are creating division. And what people fail to realize, the same people who would love to see Black people bickering about gay this, trans this, the same people who like to see us divided as a group are the same people who benefit from white supremacy. They benefit from us being at odds, and I think people are not getting that. When I mentioned that white male heteronormative, they throw rocks and hide hands, and then we find blame on other people. They benefit from us being against one another. So these videos that we see about trans women being attacked, gay boys being bashed, or we're bashing each other, or a butch queen bashing the trans community, people benefit from us being at odds. They truly do. It's easier to come and destroy us or lead us in a different direction. That's just my theory.
I get it, but I know that people were saying that that this was not the time, for me or Miss Lawrence or Dustin or Hope or any one of us here to post that. But I posed the question: when is the time?
Well,
when is the time?
I say that it's it just happened. It's current, so it's time.
And who asked you? I'll post what I want to post, and I'll bring highlight to the things that I feel like people need to be aware of. And another thing I want to make sure that we're clear about. I'm so glad you brought up that this is not no cry for help, Ms. Lawrence, because we're not victims. Actually, we're in great positions where we do have audiences that are interested in what we have to say. And I think that the 5 people on this screen right now are very responsible with the way that we manage that and manage the information that we share. We shared the video because it needed to be seen, and it's a conversation that needs to be had. As the Black Lives Matter organization and idea advances anyway, it's impossible to ignore us. We're so much a part of that. Just like Ms. Lawrence mentioned, it was started by Black queer people. Furthermore, we have our hands in so much shit right now. We write everything. We produce everything. We're this close to being literally the key holders.
No,
So
I think creatively in this world, we've been the key holders. We've been the key holders. When you talk about pop culture, when you talk about fashion, when you talk about underground culture, we influence everything. Everything. But it's unfair. It's unfair when it's unfair when we don't, when we don't, or you tell us that we don't have the same opportunity to influence change, and you want to silence us for talking about what happens to us. That won't happen. Not on my watch, not on my time.
Sure won't. I tell you what else won't happen. That shit that Pastor Troy tried to pull a couple months ago as well. that rhetoric of remember when he talked about his son seeing the guys eating cheese sticks at Applebee's, and Lil Nas X, I think it was Lil Nas X's Grammys, the Versace, that custom Versace shit that Lil Nas X had on at the Grammys. It set Pastor Troy off to go on this rant and this tirade. But nobody, okay, is going to sit around and just allow that to be heard without an answer. Nobody's going to allow that conversation to just take place one way. We have something to say back now. And we're also going to identify the areas where you have fallen short, Pastor Troy. Who are you and people like you to even have something to say about anything as far as what we want to wear, what we want to eat, what we want to do, any of that shit? I'm tired of all of that. And I'm so glad that there's enough people now who aren't afraid to have something to say in retaliation, and also to initiate effective conversations that advance us. I'm happy about that. I'm ready to talk some shit. We can, as far as I'm concerned.
What about Lil Boosie? What about Lil Boosie, Dustin? What about Lil Boosie?
Fuck Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie, first of all, Lil Boosie was dumb enough to get on live and admit to sexual crimes as far as children are concerned, okay? Lil Boosie had a whole conversation about Zaya Wade from Planet Fitness underneath a sign that literally said judgment-free zone. So Lil Boosie is not savvy enough to even be having something to say. I think that people have been laughing at Lil Boosie and not with Lil Boosie all this time, and he's just now starting to realize that, and he'll fade away as he faces consequences for him having so many slips of the tongue. So I'm just not interested. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for Lil Boosie. I like to set it off. You know what I'm saying?
Can I add back to the comment about them saying that this is not the right time to share something like this? I think it is. I think right now we're having the conversation. I think right now, you know, when you turn on the news, they're talking about systemic racism, and you have, you know, white politicians saying we have to do more than just talk about it. We need to talk about how can we dismantle it. So I think that right now, when we see violence against disenfranchised groups, I don't care what happened. I don't care what happened. I think that what happened was unjust. No one deserves anything like that. That was, you know, in my opinion, I believe that anybody who instigated that fight, they should all be brought in for attempted murder, because if you're beating someone like that, they can die. You know, and if we see more of these cases being convicted, people will be far less willing to do shit like that. And so I think that examples need to be made. So I think that this is the right time, because we're now having it. And I want to say this, because I have to get back to doing some work with my clients. I want to say this. It's platforms like this, platforms that we all are part of, that's getting the word out there, which is very important. I think that nothing goes unnoticed by anybody. And there's thousands of people watching this, and this is going to move 1,002 more times, where people are going to really start having these real conversations amongst their families and amongst their group. And I just always have to reiterate this. Nobody is born innately homophobic. These things are taught and handed down based on experiences, based on things that we see. We got to start being media police too, because a lot of stuff I see is messed up, even in pop culture that we're looking at, you know, and some of these people we support, you know. So I think that we got to start really, really weighing down on these people and saying that, you know, that's not cool. Or how come you guys keep showing this? Or how come you keep, you know, kind of forcing stereotypes? Right. So I think that these conversations are very important amongst everybody, because people are hearing them. And I want to say thank you for having me, and I appreciate everybody. I love you guys. And to the audience who are watching, I know that we're in some crazy times, but I want you to believe this and know this, that things get better and things can become beautiful, but it all starts within your own space, and you reflect that out. We can't change Corona-19. We don't know what's going to happen with all of these different detrimental things that have happened to our communities and the things that we are facing, but it all starts with you. And I think that we can all build from love, and we can all build from information and education. We can all build from information and education. So we need to share, we need to teach, we need to lead, and we need to guide, but it starts within self first, and then it'll blossom out. I thank y'all so much for having me. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all.
Thank you, Joe.
Bye, Joseph.
Love you so much, brother. Love you, Mr. Weiss. Love you so much.
Love you.
I love y'all. Good night.
Thank you, baby.
Good day.
All right. Okay. All right. Before we go, y'all, I got somebody in the comment section. I want to address this, and then we out, because honey, I gotta eat. My mom brought y'all didn't see that plate come through here, bitch. Mo already done ate heels over there. All right. Click on this. Myra Lopez says, not all, but I do apologize for my Latinos who don't understand colorism. I've been spending my days having to explain to my brown people why we need to be allies to BLM, Black Lives Matter. There's no excuse for hatred. However, it stems from our parents and grandparents coming without speaking English and watching the news criminalizing Black people. There's no excuse for those of us who are now educated to continue it, but I cannot act like my people had the same education to even understand racism.
Wow. Well, there it is.
Yeah. Because I didn't like that. I didn't like that first video that we watched earlier. That shit ran my pressure up. It's like,
Yeah.
if you don't get your
girl, and it's funny that Myra brought that up because just last night here in New York City, there was a mob.
I saw that
guys on Dykeman, which is actually I used to live in that neighborhood. Okay, and there was a mob of guys who were, I guess, partnering with the police in attacking this group of Black guys that were simply walking down the motherfucking street. So that's a very real thing that Myra was talking about. And I'm glad that she got to the root of that and at least letting us know where that shit came from.
Well, I'd like for you to elaborate on what Dykeman is. Is that an area for Dominicans?
Yeah, Dykeman is a largely Dominican populated area north of on the northern tip of Manhattan. So it's above Harlem and above Washington Heights. It's a very popular strip. There's a street called Dykeman Street that's largely populated with restaurants, shops, nightclubs. It's really, really popular in the summertime. I've had some great times on Dykeman, but I've also seen the bouncers and the doormen, treat me completely different than they're treating Spanish guys and white guys in the same club. So that's a very real thing. And it broke my heart to see that shit last night. But yeah, that's a reality in New York City.
Yeah. I saw it and I was going to ask you about it this morning, but but you live up there in New York, so you know. But I watched because I have to keep my eyes on current things that are going on or whatever, and just like Trina is getting a lot of backlash this morning too from something that she said on the morning show, on 99 Jams, and it's just like but I don't want to even zero in on that because that's already that going on. I needed to really zero in on what's going on, not that does not matter, but this was a very pressing issue to me that'll get handled first, what Trina said, and this will get overlooked because that's some faggot shit. You get what I'm saying? And it don't need to be overlooked. Those men and those motherfucking women need to be shackled.
Yep.
They need to be shackled
and flogged.
Yes, and persecuted, and they need to be held down and beat by a group
waterboarded
by a group of us. How about that?
Yeah, and put a hot crescent roll under their arm.
Right.
And
I give me some film lesbians to come over there and whoop on them hoes ass, bitch. Because I know some film girls that'll put hands on them motherfucking hoes. Since they woman against woman, I know some film girls that'll put hands, toes, and feet on them pussy ass hoes, bitch. But that's the Malcolm DX in me, honey.
Well, we have to be like that though now. When you see they don't give a fuck about harming you physically, you literally can't even exist nowhere no more. They trying to fucking kill you and put harm on you with their hands. So fuck y'all too. I'm looking at you through the same fucking lens.
Yes.
Lens.
Guys, before we get ready to leave though, I think that it's imperative, and I think that it's gonna be important moving forward, right? For all of my Black queer people, for all of my Black LGBTQIA plus folk, that we do not denounce Black Lives Matter, right? And what I've personally chosen to do is that I'm no longer marching for names and people that I don't know if they would have marched for me, but I am still marching for my Blackness. I'm still marching for injustice.
Yes.
I'm marching for peace amongst people because I deserve that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if George Floyd would have marched for me. I don't know if he used the T word like it was a second language. I don't know if Sandra Bland liked us.
You know what Sandra Bland, you know how she felt. Don't act like we don't know. But we still say her name and we still fight for her. But we know about her too.
We have to, but I think
we don't want to touch that because we ain't trying to be divisive. But we know about her.
Let's not denounce the movement, y'all. I think that
we're not.
Let's march, right? But you don't have to attach the names of people who you don't trust, and that's okay. But moving forward, I think that it's going to be important for us, and I think it's going to be important for all Black people, all of y'all that are listening, all of y'all that are hurt, everybody on here that's Black, we all hurting. Everybody that's on here that has Black people that is affiliated to their family, they're hurting as well. And we just need to be able to sit down and have conversations about how that hurt is affecting us, and then solutionary action plans on what we're going to do once we sit at the table and have this conversation. Because war is to have conversations that people don't want to have without the anarchy, right? And so here we have the anarchy. And so when we get a chance to sit down at the table, if we don't have anything to present other than they need to stop killing Black men, then what is all this for? You know? So we need, the reason why this is important, the reason why the time is now, is because when we sit down, we have to have more than, as Black people, we want y'all to stop killing Black men. We want you to stop killing Black men. We want healthcare. We need better jobs. We need less gentrification in Black neighborhoods. We need more building in Black neighborhoods. We need for y'all to stop generalizing the ways in which LGBT Black people of color are going to be able to get insurance for their health insurance, and how they're able to get jobs and maintain jobs. Like, we need to have a full gambit of things that encompass all parts of Blackness, so that when we come out of this, we can say, y'all, we did that shit for everybody. We did that shit. That is what the revolution is about. It's not just about coming to the table with one thing and hoping that marble gets into the hole. Right?
Exactly.
And so I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I'm gonna leave y'all. I'm tired, and that's
yeah.
all.
But tell us what you're doing, Hope. There's something you got going on where you are. So tell us what you're doing before you go, and I'm gonna have everybody tell everybody what they're doing before we leave.
So today, like I said, you guys, I'm in Tallahassee until Friday morning to discuss with the police chief here in Tallahassee about Tony McDade's murder. They're not releasing the name of the officer that murdered Tony McDade because he is under martial law, and he has been given victims' rights, which means that as a victim, they do not have to release his name and or badge number. But as somebody who was an on-duty cop, we are rallying that he was not a victim. He was indeed doing what he thought was his job, and so therefore we should be able to know who this man who was doing his job was. Outside of that, we're trying to rally to make sure that not only do they give us his name, but that they enact some sort of educational system like the one that we enacted in Dallas, where they have a police liaison that is specifically hired onto the force that has to be queer, that should be a person of color, to handle issues like this when things are happening to the community. Somebody that is there, that is set up to actually be a part of this. And then we're challenging them to have an every 6 months to a year course where they have to go through a sensitivity training, not just on LGBT issues, but on the ways in which they handle Black people and people of color here. So because the people in Tallahassee are not rioting, because the people in Tallahassee are not giving me a march to go to, I'm taking the fight to the table where I think that we can get the most work done. I'm talking to council members, and I'm talking to the police chief today. And not only are we going to get justice for Tony, but we're going to get justice for the other Black people that are in this community, and the other Black queer people that are in this community that have been affected way before Tony was shot down on Wednesday last week.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Thank you, Hope. Thank you very much. And I'm not gonna hold you up.
I'm out.
Justin. All right, Hope. Justin.
Yeah, so you can catch me every Wednesday as part of the Friend Zone podcast. And this Friday, we are so excited. We're partnering with HBO, and we curated a conversation about creatives finding the courage to kind of stick to their integrity in their work and in their content that they make during this time. It's very difficult when you are a content creator and you want to stick to what morally makes sense for you, and your work having some integrity, and still try to profit off of that. And it takes a lot of courage. So we were so blessed and fortunate to be able to partner with HBO to host that conversation this Friday. So all of that information will be on my Instagram page, which is just look at Dustin. And there's a lot of other stuff coming that will be effective in advancing our Black Lives Matter. And so just kind of stay tuned for that. Thank you, Madison, for allowing me to be a part of this conversation. I respect you.
Welcome here, baby.
You know I love you. I won't talk shit to you later. Lawrence, you already know I love you. It's so good seeing you.
You too, babe.
To Hope and Joseph as well.
All right, Dustin. Thank you, baby. All right, Miss Lawrence, what you got? What you gonna tell us when you're on the way out?
All the thing I can say is, listen, I'm here. I'm queer, and I'm just here. I'm here fighting for all of us. And while I've been here on, I guess, quarantine, isolation, whatever you want to call it, I released a new single, Say Her Name, which pays an homage not only to disco, but also to the culture of women. And that is every type of woman. That is anyone that appreciates the woman's culture. So it's for men, it's for women, it's for the children, and it is out. It's out on all streaming platforms. And you can follow me on social media, Miss Lawrence. My website is misslawrence.com. Actually, I'm now selling, I don't know if you guys can see it, my t-shirts. It says Say Her Name.
Let me make it
Oh, there we go. Say Her Name. These are the shirts that are now pre-selling actually on my website, misslawrence.com. I think you can see it there. I don't know. Anyway, really cute. But anyway, so that's on misslawrence.com. I also just created my YouTube channel. Ain't hardly nothing up there, honey. I ain't as advanced as my sister Maddie, but but listen, I just wanted to try to keep my creative juices flowing while we're still.
Well, we have our late night power.
I know. So, but thank you, Maddie, for allowing me on your platform so many times, and especially right now, to raise awareness, about Black Lives Matter, and especially about Black trans lives mattering and Black queer lives mattering. You matter so much, and I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, Miss Lawrence, for being that voice in the rooms where I'm not there.
Yeah. Oh, all day, baby, all day. I love you.
I love you too, baby.
Okay, bye, guys.
Okay, bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we done come to the end of our show this morning. I hope that you guys learned something from watching. I hope that you guys are outraged about lots of things that we outraged about. I hope that you guys are, voting when it's time to vote. And that don't mean, like Hope said, for you to abandon the Black Lives Matter movement. Is just, come on, man. Just do better. Look at stand. Like, we all trying to stand together, girl. We human. We blacks, girl. Damn. Let me give a couple of shout outs before I leave. I'd like to say thank you to Joshua Collins, Jim's Light. Thank you very much. That's JEMS Light. Bianca Green. Thank you very much. Jaquin McCullough. Thank you very much. Althea Cook. I love you. Thank you very much. And Harriet, thank you very much. I have received your Cash Apps and all my new members to the channel. And I thank you. I thank you, Maddie Mob, for being in the comment section. I'm going to give somebody. I'm gonna get me some moderators on my Facebook, because y'all know hoes be doing some bullshit with that bullshit down there. And I don't think I see you, but I was over here locking into you hoes, bitch, letting you hoes know and letting you go. Okay. When I was over here on my phone, and some of those folks had vanished, bitch. Poof, bitch, be gone. I love you guys, and I will see you on Maddie in the morning. Patreon, I'm gonna be up and through in here with y'all soon. I got to get Mo coming over here Saturday night, because he ain't come last Saturday. I don't know what you were doing. Oh, I forgot. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. I love you guys. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the show. I'm hoping you guys enjoying all the education and stuff that y'all get over here watching the show. Craig possibly was out on his bicycle. Oh yeah, Craig them have a panel tonight. What's today, Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. Craig and Derek J, they have a panel tonight. I want you guys to tune in to Craig them show. It comes on at 9 p.m. tonight. So yes, of course, I'm not going to be live anymore tonight, honey, or no more today. I'll see y'all probably Thursday, or more than likely Friday, honey. I had to give myself a little rest from the Do You Want to Smoke, child. I had to rest my body. I was, working every day and it was sleepy. But I'll see y'all on Friday, right?
Yep, Friday.
Thursday, Friday morning. All right, but Patreon, y'all know I'll see y'all soon. I love you guys. Mo, take us on out of here.
All right.
quit talking and listen. Get over to my Patreon right now so that you can receive some exclusive content from the TS herself. Who you said? The TS. Patreon is filled with one-on-ones, exclusive content, behind the scenes. You can even chat with me in there. Me and you. It's just me and you. So get to www.patreon.com/TS Madison Hinton, and you'll be glad you did. I promise. Shh. Is it on? Is it on, honey? Is this bitch recording? What's up, YouTube land, Twitter land, Instagram, Snapchat, Grindr, Swift, and all that other shit? This is your girl, T.S. Madison, and I'm coming to you loud, live, and in color with a very special announcement. Are you trying to get your business seen around the world? Are you trying to get those unique impressions? Is there a specific demographic that you're looking to reach? Well, look no further, honey. I'm your girl. We're currently running specials for our sponsorship packages that will boost your business. Email me at booktsmadison@gmail.com. Advertise with us today. See you soon. Bye. Is it on? This has been a T.S. Madison and RDE Multimedia Group presentation. Hey guys, if you just enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/TS Madison Hinton. Or if you're already here, click that bell up there, one of them, and subscribe so that you don't miss this or any other excellent content that I have for you. Don't meet me here, beat me here. Ciao.